Ji, Assalamu alaikum everyone. How are you? Musa. Yeah. And Sher Bano. Yeah. समझ गए हो ना तुम लोग वैसे? Okay. All right. मैं देखूं ऑन ही है ना? हाँ ऑन ही है, किसी की आवाज नहीं होती। खत्म हो गया, टेस्ट भी हो
अस्सलाम
गया।
वालेकुम सर।
वालेकुम अस्सलाम। जी, बच्चों को बड़ी परेशानी है, मोमेंट खत्म हुआ है कि नहीं हुआ? मोमेंट खत्म हो गया, बस उसकी धुन बाकी है और उसकी धुन का नाम है इक्विलिब्रियम। Remember in the beginning हमने इक्विलिब्रियम पे बात की थी, and we said that when the net forces acting on a body, they are equals to zero. Net forces, the sum of all the forces is equals to zero. Then the object is in equilibrium, right? You remember? थोड़ा याद है? Okay. Let's suppose a book is placed on a table. Now the weight of the book is acting downward. Farhan, what do you think? Any reactional force acting on this book? Which one? So with naam hoega na, tell me the name. Ji Amar, what is the other force which is acting on this book?
What, sir?
What is the other force which is acting on this book? One is weight, the other is what's the direction of that? Upwards. There is a equal and opposite reactional force from the surface. So the object is not moving in a direction, it's balanced. Okay? Is this book balanced by these two forces? Yes. So this state is called equilibrium state. Right? ठीक है ना? Okay. Let's suppose we have a ruler, uniformly made stick, which is fixed at this point with the help of a nail, right? Now we have adjusted in such a way that it is free to rotate. So it can rotate. So if we apply a force in this direction, let's suppose 10 Newton's force, in which direction this object, this stick is going to move? Clockwise or anti-clockwise? G. Heather, what do you think? This force?
Sir, anti-clockwise.
Anti-clockwise, shabash, anti-clockwise. Now this is the point of application of force and its distance from the pivot. This is the pivot, you can say. Now this is the distance. ऐसे ही है ना? So it will have some anti-clockwise moment. समझ आ रहा है ना आप? Now what if another force is applied at this point? Same distance. And this force is also 10 newtons. Now, what do you expect? This object will rotate in which direction? Clockwise or anti-clockwise?
So it will not rotate.
It will not rotate. Why not rotate?
Sir, net force 0.
Because clockwise moment and anti-clockwise both are equal. So it is not moving. ठीक हो क्या? अच्छा, if we just forget the moments, if we just look at the forces, Usman, if we just look at the forces, we have 10 newtons and 10 newtons acting in the same direction. So their sum is what? Sum of the forces acting on this stick is 20. So if we have sum, this sign is sum. Sum means plus. So sum of forces is equals to 20 here. So you think it is 0? No. But still this object is unstable. So we have what I'm trying to tell you is there are two conditions of equilibrium. This is number one. Sum of all the forces acting on the object must be equals to 0. And second condition is clockwise moments now the sum of clockwise moments must be equals to sum of anti-clockwise moments. All right. If both these moments they are same and forces acting on them are 0, only then the object is in perfect equilibrium. Which equilibrium? Perfect equilibrium. So any object must satisfy these two conditions to be in a state of equilibrium. So book on the table was in equilibrium. Let me give you another example of force. Sum of forces. A high-speed car moving at a uniform speed. Net force acting on that car is 0. So that car is also in the state of equilibrium because no net force is acting on it. Right? So a body is at rest is in equilibrium, but a body in motion may or may not be in equilibrium. If acceleration is there, then it is not in equilibrium. But if it is moving with a uniform speed, then it is in the state of equilibrium. Now we have three states of equilibrium. We have two conditions and three states. Three states of equilibrium. D, what are those three states? Number one, stable. अभी आप लोगों ने लिखना नहीं है. Let me explain all these three states to you and then you should write. Stable, equilibrium, unstable, and neutral. ठीक है जी, conditions मिटाओ दो. I'm sure you understand this. Okay. We're just talking about states. State का क्या मतलब होता है? State का मतलब होता है कैफियत, हालत. ठीक है? Sometimes you are in a state of happiness. Sometimes you are in a state of like stress. ठीक है? Exam pressure ये वो सब कुछ होता है ना? तो different states होती हैं आपके मूड की. मैं इसको जरा silent पे करता हूँ. ठीक है जी. यार ये मुझे बात बताओ. I have a cone. Mathematics में you have read cone. This cone is placed on the table. इस तरह से और इस तरह से भी बैलेंस की हुई है मैंने किसी तरीके से, वही कौन, ठीक है, और यही कौन इस तरह से साइड वाइज भी पड़ी हुई है, ठीक है, ये इक्विलिब्रियम में है कि नहीं है? लेट्स सपोज ए बी सी, इक्विलिब्रियम ए बी सी में से कौन सी वाली, which of the cones is not in equilibrium? They all are stationary, not moving. In the same way, I have a ball which is placed in a sink-like structure over here. उल्टा कर दिया उस sink को, and I have just balanced the ball over here. और बॉल को ग्राउंड पे रख दिया ऐसे, ए बी सी. I have made 6 different positions of 2 objects. Can you figure out which one of them is not equilibrium state? People online, first you are going to reply. Aruba, what do you think? Which one of them is not in equilibrium? B. It is
B.
all right. One more B. अच्छा ये स्टेप यहाँ पे ना बिल्कुल बैलेंस हुई नहीं है, रुकी नहीं है, ऐसे रखी नहीं, बिल्कुल इस तरह से जैसे ये मैंने पेन यहाँ पर करके बैलेंस करके रख दूं टेबल के ऊपर ऐसे, ये डस्टर रख दूं इस तरह से ऐसे बैलेंस्ड. ये है इक्विलिब्रियम में कि नहीं है? है. तो बी भी है, ये भी है, ऑलराइट. तीनों बल्कि 6 के 6, all these cases they all are the cases of equilibrium, right? अब how can we figure
Sir,
out?
why they are in equilibrium?
बेटा कुछ सिग्नल lag करके, can you please come up again?
Sir, I'm asking why they are in. Sir, I'm asking why these all are in equilibrium.
Yes, they all are in equilibrium because they are satisfying the first condition that no force, no net force is acting on them. They all are at rest and all the forces acting on them, they are balanced. All right. So, can you figure out which one of them is stable, which one of them is not stable, and which one of them is neutral? Hint. Now, I'm just giving you a hint. When you have to consider stable, unstable, and neutral, consider the center of gravity, center of mass of the object. This is the center of the mass. Center of gravity, CG, or center of the mass. इसका इधर है, CG, इसका इधर है. बॉल का किधर रहेगा? बिल्कुल सेंटर में, यहां पर, और इसका यहां सी. ठीक है, चलें. तो सेंटर ऑफ ग्रेविटी को कंसीडर करते हुए टेल मी व्हाट डू यू थिंक? पहले टॉप वाला ए बी सी, इनको हम एक्स वाई जी कह देते हैं ताकि ये डिफरेंट हो जाए. एक्स वाई जी, वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट ए बी सी. विच वन ऑफ यू थिंक Which one of you think is in stable? एक बताओ, एक है ए खाकान नहीं ऊपर वालों में ए है, बाकी सबका क्या ख्याल है? इसमें से we are just considering from these three states, which one of them you think is in stable equilibrium? A, B or C? All right, A. G Ali Bhatt. Fatma. सबका A है. Why? Ali, why A? Why not C? C भी तो होना चाहिए.
क्योंकि वो इक्वल नहीं है.
वो ऊपर ही है. All right. Now there is a test to determine the state. In which state of equilibrium this object is. That test is if we just give a slight jerk, slight push to that object, if the center of gravity, it rises from its normal position, if the center of gravity rises up, then it is in stable equilibrium. What will happen to it if I just give a slight jerk to this one? What will happen to the center of gravity? So if level decreases, if it lowers down, then it is unstable equilibrium. And if I just give it a push and it just rolls around, so its center of gravity neither rises up nor lowers down. So it remains at the same level. Then it is neutral. Okay? Now come here. Come. See, if I just give a slight push to this ball will go to this side. Its center of gravity, previously it was here, now it rises to this. So, because of that, it rises up, it will come back to this basin. So, it is in stable. What about this one? You think it will come back to this state? No, unstable. And this rolling on the flat ground, center of gravity will remain there. So it is in neutral. ठीक है बेटा, समझ आ रही? So what is the criteria or merit? If by giving a slight jerk, the center of the gravity rises up, lowers down, or remains at its level, then the object is in that particular equilibrium. If you want to make your notes, please do that. And diagrams also. I'm going to give you a few more cases and you have to determine the state. यहाँ पे बना दो. So if you have done with the statements and the diagrams, then this is the question for you. This is a meter rule. 1 meter rule. I have just balanced it on the surface. ऐसे खड़ा किया हुआ इसको ऐसे. ठीक है? ये it is just lying on the surface. And ये वाला में यहाँ पर इसमें होल करके right at the center of gravity मैंने होल करके with the help of a nail इसको बीच में कर दिया. It is free to rotate. ऐसे करके ये move कर सकते हैं. Now, this is A, B, C. सोचो जरा. What are the states of equilibrium for A, B, and C. Think. Note it down. I will now ask you individually. G. Fatma. Out of that A, B, and C, which one of them is in neutral state of equilibrium?
B, I guess.
Fatma thinks that B is in neutral. Okay. Khan, न्यूट्रल इन तीनों में से कौन सा है? Aruba.
Sir, I think it's C.
All right, Amar. Amar से सबर नहीं हुआ. बोल पा. Aruba also thinks that it is C. Or anybody else? I got two options, two answers here from you people. Some of you think that B is neutral. Some of you think that C is neutral. So I'm not going to tell you which one of them is neutral. You have to think. But I will just reiterate the criteria, the merit. If I just give it a slight push, the center of gravity should remain there. Okay? Either that push is upward or downward. The center of gravity should remain at the same level. So अगर इसको push दी जाए, let's suppose यहाँ से मैं इसको push करता हूँ, इसका center of gravity is here. You think it will remain here? It will remain at this level. Fatma.
Sir,
So this is
sir,
not.
बाकी अनस्टेबल नहीं हो सकते.
Thank you very much, Ali. But ये stable है. This is not neutral. This is stable. ये neutral है. Sherbanu. Why? Center of gravity is over there. It remains at the same level. So center of gravity का level ना rise कर रहे हैं ना नीचे जा रहा है. So it is neutral. Yes. This is stable. And what about A? Unstable. It's very obvious. You can see unstable. Right? ठीक हो क्या? कुछ समझ में आ रहा है? One more last question. ठीक है? आपने गड़बड़ होनी चाहिए. Lady, we got like 3 bookshelves. Library में छोटी करो. Thank you very much, sir. Welcome, sir. 3 shelves. इसमें इधर बुक्स रखी हुई इसमें इधर रखी और इसमें इधर. Which one of them is in stable equilibrium? A, B, or C? सोचना है अच्छी तरह से. Stable.
Sir, B.
ये कौन है? ये अली भट्ट है.
No, sir, Ahmad.
Amar cannot put himself today. Amar इंसान बन जाओ. Amar thinks this is stable. Okay. कोई और बच्चा इसको stable कह रहा है. Tell me.
Sir, C.
अरूबा ने कह दिया नो सर ये तो बिल्कुल ही नहीं है. Okay. Hakan.
Sir, in my opinion, C.
Bakhtiar thinks के C है. This is stable. B है. Okay. G. Anyone for A? Adia, Umar and Khadija, Osman, Khadija, Musa. You people haven't participated yet. So, अच्छा वैसे कौन सी ज्यादा स्टेबल है जो गिरेगी नहीं अगर कोई इसको हल्का फुल्का धक्का दे तो ए बी और सी
Sir, B.
बी अच्छा कुछ का ख्याल है ए कुछ का बी कुछ का सी सारी स्टेबल लग रही है ना थोड़ा मुश्किल सवाल डाला है ओके जी considering that the mass of the books in each shelf is same और shelf भी uniformly made है एक ही जैसी similar so center of gravity let's figure out where is the center of gravity इधर होएगा या थोड़ा सा ऊपर या नीचे इधर ठीक बनाया मैंने सेंटर ऑफ ग्रेविटी ऑफ दिस सेंटर ऑफ मैस ठीक बनाया ए का किधर होना चाहिए जरा सा ऊपर वाई ऊपर शेयर मानो मोर मैस इज कंसंट्रेटेड इन द अपर पार्ट सो अच्छा यार उससे पहले एक एग्जांपल और समझ लो लेट्स सपोज ये खाकान का शिप है बहुत बड़ा ठीक है वो नहीं होते जो कार्गो शिप्स होते हैं ये वो कार्गो शिप है और मूसा ने कहा कि ब्राजील से कार्गो लेके आना है दुबई ये कंटेनर्स ये खाकान उसने कहा मसले कोई नहीं ये लोडिंग हो रही है भाई ठीक है ये सारे यहाँ पर लोड करवाता जाओ कुछ होएगा शिप को इधर ही लोड करवाता जा रहा है मीनारे पाकिस्तान बनवा दिए इससे शिप को कुछ होएगा क्या होगा फ्लेक्स हो जाएगा नीचे चला जाएगा क्यों मैस की कंसंट्रेशन किधर ज्यादा होती जा रही है पहले तो सेंटर ऑफ मैस सेंटर ऑफ ग्रेविटी इधर था बट व्हेन यू एडेड मोर मैस टू इट तो ये शिफ्ट होना शुरू हो गया इस तरफ फिर मैस इधर शिफ्ट हो गया जब मैस इधर शिफ्ट हुआ तो ये साइड हैवी थी अंदर से यहां से इसको अप थ्रस्ट नहीं मिल रही थी सो दिस वाज नॉट बैलेंस्ड सो इट सिंक्ड फ्रॉम दिस साइड बिकॉज मोर मैस वाज एडेड टू इट resulting more concentration of mass on one side, a drift in the center of gravity. Come here. Originally, the center of gravity of the shelf was this, but we added books to it. So its center of gravity rise. Okay? यहां पर चला इसमें center of gravity was originally here. It shifted to this part. और इसमें उधर ही रहा बिकॉज वी एडेड सेम मैस ऑन बोथ द साइड्स ठीक है सो व्हेन द सेंटर ऑफ ग्रेविटी इज मोर क्लोजर टू अर्थ द ऑब्जेक्ट इज स्टेबल रिमेंबर कैसे भला अगर लाहौर में वी हैव वो जो होता है बड़ी वाली बसें उसको क्या कहते हैं यार वो double deckers yes double deckers लो जी डबल डेकर चल पड़ी लौट है ट्रिपल डेकर सुना चलो कोई बात नहीं एंड हैदर एंड मूसा एंड ऑल दैट पार्टी दे सेड जी हमें तो ज्यादा मजा ऊपर ही आता है हम तो ऊपर ही जाके बैठे पीछे बंदा ही कोई नहीं था ऊपर जाके बैठ गए जनाब रश लग गया What do you think when it is going to take a sharp turn? What is going to happen? Thank you very much. समझ रहे हो how the mass center of gravity or center of mass affects the balance of the object. तो अगर ये सारे के सारे इस वाले में बैठ इस पोर्शन में होते तो फिर क्या होता, वही शार्प टर्न उसी स्पीड पे इजीली ले लेते हैं, बिकॉज मैस सेंटर ऑफ मैस कुछ इधर करके होता है, पहले किधर चला गया था, इधर, अब इधर आ गया, more close. So in the same way, which one of them is stable? A, B or C? B. Shabash. Yes, it is more closer. So this is okay. Right? अच्छा, इन तीनों में से unstable सी कौन सी है, which is more likely to fall? A. C is neutral. C is neutral. क्योंकि उसके ऊपर ये ऐसे ही, ठीक है? All right. इसमें वो न्यूट्रल नहीं आप आइडेंटिफाई कर सकते क्योंकि मुश्किल होएगा, आप उसको सेंटर ऑफ ग्रेविटी उसी पॉइंट पे ही रहता. So they are going to ask you in such cases only for stable and unstable. This stable and neutral, they are very tricky. They are very close. So you have to be a little careful when you are figuring out कि कौन सा वाला इसमें से stable है और कौन सा neutral है. So center of gravity should remain at that same point for neutral equilibrium. Any questions about neutral and stable and unstable equilibrium? ठीक हो गया, पक्का हो गया. चलो शाबाश. This was the last topic for moments. ये भी हमने आज कर लिए. इसमें बेटा कभी कभी एक MCQ आता है. If you just look at the past papers book या topical में, you will find out कुछ ना कुछ question आया हुआ. So this was important, ये करवाना जरूरी था. So any questions about it, please? कोई चीज जो समझ में नहीं आई है? सब okay? All right. चलो ठीक हो गया. We are done with moments and equilibrium. This topic is slightly tricky and it is more like mathematical. More numericals are involved in it. So, you know, mathematics is with practice. So if you are going to practice this thing, you will survive. वरना भूल जाओगे बेटा. तो topical से moments का equilibrium की practice करते हो. Okay? So the next topic which we are going to start from tomorrow onwards, that is work, energy and power. All right? आज के लिए इतने काफी. If you got any questions, तो पिछले उसमें से पूछ रहे हैं या इसमें से पूछ रहे हैं तो I am available. Otherwise, we are done with this session, with this lesson. All right? Okay.
Allah Hafiz, sir.
Allah Hafiz, beta.
Allah Hafiz, sir.
Allah Hafiz. Allah Hafiz.
Allah Officer.
Allah Hafiz, beta. जीते रहो.